Welcome to the It's All for Love podcast. I'm Cheryl Mazza, the healing dancer, your host. This is a love-centered space honoring the enduring legacy and spirit of Michael Jackson and the powerful ways his message continues to live through us today. Through personal stories, meaningful reflections, and heartfelt conversations, we explore the moments he struck us in the heart and how that love still moves through us and the world today. So take a breath and let's begin today's episode. Hey everyone, welcome to the It's All for Love podcast. I'm Cheryl Mazza, the healing dancer, your host. And today we have Sam from Marlton, New Jersey. Sam is a wife and a stepmother. She owns her own private practice as a psychotherapist. And she loves to work out. I need to hear about this. Thanks, Sam, for being there.
Thank you, Cheryl, for introducing me. The whole working out is because I met my husband when he was he still is a personal trainer.
Really?
But that's where my love for working out came from. Is I started going to the gym years ago, and I saw that he was really cute. I took his class, and I never stopped going. So
I love that.
There's some benefits to it.
I love that story. That's like, the dream. A lot of us have had those really cute personal trainers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially mine.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
Well, tell us, when did Michael strike you in the heart?
Okay. So pretty young, I would say around the age of 4 or 5, my parents actually introduced me to Michael. I think the first song or music video that I can remember that I saw of Michael was You Were Not Alone. And I don't know what it was that hooked me onto him, but I remember my parents, they had the VHS of Making a Thriller. They had the VHS of the greatest hits. That was the volume 1 of History. They had the History album. And I just remember during that age, I come from a Latina family, so I didn't really know much English at that age. We only spoke Spanish in the household, but I had an obsession with Selena and some other artists, but Michael was my main English speaking singer that I loved. So seeing the music videos, hearing the History album, Volume 1 and Volume 2 being played in the household actually helped me to learn English through his music. So I'm always going to be grateful for my parents for that introduction to Michael at such a young age, I feel like. So,
Wow. So Michael really taught you, or started at least you, learning the English language.
yeah, just learning his lyrics at that age and obviously being so mesmerized by the music videos. Like, as a child, visualization is everything. So seeing his music videos, watching every detail, and then obviously simultaneously at that age, your brain is a sponge. So visually seeing something that's captivating, hearing the lyrics behind it, and not just loving Michael, but being able to learn a whole language that obviously before I went to school was going to help me to acclimate into that.
That's amazing. Michael is so amazing to me. There's so many, like all of us have so many different stories, but I love hearing stories like that. He actually taught you
100,000,000%.
Yeah. And you said the first song was You Were Not Alone, like video that you saw?
Yes, that's what I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no idea how that even sparked my curiosity around him. So I think that's when, after the fact, after the You Not Alone music video was when I started to see the VHS tapes that my parents had. So that was really neat to see the progression in his music. And then again, something about You Are Not Alone. I have no idea what it was about that song, but just like it just captivated me at age of 4.
Yeah.
So interesting when I think back to that.
Yeah. Because I know it's like you don't really, most people are like the first song, like for me it was Billie Jean. But that's because it was the Motown performance. Like I was definitely not alive when the Motown performance happened. Wait, was I alive? When was that? That was in 80, right?
The 80 something.
I was alive, but I was not like aware.
Right.
I didn't see it until a couple years later for the first time,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but it was Billie Jean, that captivated me, but it was the sparkliness. That's what captivated me, the sparkling.
And again, I don't even know about You're Not Alone. I probably just thought, oh my gosh, she looks so cute. That's probably what I thought at that age. But then once I saw the music videos afterwards, like, the Billie Jean music video, the floor lighting up, I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's so cool. How come I can't do that?
Right? I want to light the floor up.
I want to light the floor every step I take.
Yeah. That movie Big with the piano. I'm like, they should have the floor that lights up when you step on it
Oh my
at
gosh.
the toy store.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
The Billie Jean floor, I would put that in my house.
100%. 100%.
That would be the dance floor. In my kitchen.
Yes. Yes.
Well, how has Michael inspired you throughout your life?
Aside from the fact that, he helped me to learn English language, I made it a point more so when I was able to learn, right? Like in school and everything. I remember in fourth and fifth grade, I mean, my love for Michael like heightened when I started to really do my research on Michael. I remember going on websites and seeing like a lot of information on his humanitarian efforts and how he was the artist that gave the most, right? Um, so I can look back now, maybe not at the age was I able to understand the depths of that, but I can look at back now and be like, wow, like it's one thing to be this whole, the most famous person in the world and get all the accolades and everything of it, but it's another thing to be like an ultimate giver, right? Traveling the world, using your proceeds from these tours that you would go on to donate to children, to donate to hospitals, to give to foundations and everything. I mean, I would love to be able to give to that extent, but I'm not on that status of
I don't have
Michael.
Michael money.
And we don't got Michael money. Yes, no, we don't. But his heart. That's I think that was the most beautiful thing about him was his heart. Despite, what's been going on in the world and everything, but we can look at his heart and use that as an example of like what it means to really give to the most underprivileged, to the sick, to the ill. Um, so that's really inspiring when I think about that. I will say another thing, I hate what he went through. Absolute hate it. He was not deserving of it. I mean, nobody really deserves to go through such hatred and mistreatment and abuse, systems abuse and everything, and even childhood trauma and everything that he had to go through. And ultimately, though, I feel like that, really, impacted his life in so many ways. But the fact that he was still able to pour his heart out to the world despite what he went through. I don't even know the word for that. I don't know if resilience can even capture the depths of that. I don't know. If that was me, I would have not been alive a long time ago.
Amen to that. Because, yeah, I mean, I think about that a lot too, because, I mean, he has been through it for most of his life. And I'm like, I have a stressful day at work and I'm like, I'm out.
I'm
I'm
crashing
I'm
out.
crying. I'm screaming. Like,
Yes.
like, really?
Yeah.
Like, really? It's not.
Yeah. And, his resilience is something that is inspiring. And at the same time, it's something that I think a lot of us fans grieve because it's like, damn, like you didn't need to go through all that.
Yeah.
Didn't deserve to be mistreated, abused, manipulated, taken advantage of. I mean, there's just so many things that there's a grief behind that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of us moonwalkers fans really like feel that and get upset at the fact that he was treated
so poorly, wrongly by so many people.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think like part of like what I've learned from Michael is how to look at things, I guess, from a different perspective. And I'm not saying that those people that did the things to him or said whatever are not at fault, but looking at it more as like we go through things in order to grow into the person that we're meant to be, that God, you know, made us to be in this world. And even though it was freaking horrific, he still became this beautiful being, still is a beautiful being.
Despite everything. I mean, from like the age of 4 or 5, when, at least from what we know, right, what has been shared to the public of what he went through in his childhood to up until, you know, his passing, how much he was still pushing through.
Yeah.
That's, oh my gosh, I don't even have the words for that.
I know. It's amazing and also crazy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, what a life.
Yeah. I would say some other things that have inspired me about him. His creativity. I mean, wow. I don't know if I could ever be that creative, but just how creative he was. And although the perfectionism was a little too much, but we also understand where that came from, right? So his dedication to his music, to his art, to his craft, that's also really admirable, I believe.
Yeah, I often think about his dedication, like how much he rehearsed, how much he like perfected things. And I'm trying to think like in my life, when I used to dance, like, no, I was never a professional dancer, but when I used to like, train in dancing, I don't think I ever worked that hard. I mean, I worked hard. And there were times where I would practice, like when I went to college for dance. So I would practice in the studio at night because the studios were open like 24/7, so there wasn't a class in there. You were free to go in there and use it. So I would practice like all hours of the night. It was kind of reminded me of him, because he's my inspiration for being a dancer. But I think for me, I didn't have like that motivation to like really like push to be a professional dancer because dancing turned out to be more healing for me, which then led me to like the healing arts type stuff, using dance as a healing modality, that kind of thing, like more like somatic movement. So I think that's why I never really busted my hump like Michael did. Like I just hear these stories of how he would be, he could never slept, so from what we're told, he never really slept. He always was dancing or writing music or calling Brad Buxer in the middle of the night saying, can you play this melody on the keyboard or whatever.
Well, that's beautiful that you share that, like healing and the somatic piece of it is part of the dance is healing for you, right? But still knowing that he inspired you in the midst of that, and then you were able to have your own experience with dance. That's really beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely realize that now as an older person.
And movement is so important.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So important.
Oh yeah. It's gotten me through many hard times and also many good times. Yeah. Both the good and bad. Dancing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So have you ever had any Michael Jackson magic or synchronicities in your life where he just shows up and says, hey, I'm here?
I wouldn't say that he, just kind of like his presence is here or anything, but I will say that I see, in my faith journey as a Christian, he exemplifies so much of what Jesus represented. So, the Bible, the word talks about caring for the underprivileged in so many ways, and walking in love, and it's hard to walk in love with our enemies. Okay. And I'm sure Michael felt that too, but I think underneath all of that, just like your podcast, right? All for love, right? That's what Michael represented. So when I see these videos of Michael, just literally walking in love with other people, towards other people, showing his compassion, showing his tenderness with people, even his children, we see the little home videos, right? He really exemplifies what the word talks about, which is love, which is showing compassion, which is showing care to others, which is showing time and attention towards the sick and the underprivileged and everything. So that's how I view him, right? When I see those videos and I can know that, oh yeah, that's really what, like, I'm not saying that he is Jesus, but that's what is a representation of what Jesus wants us to do in our daily lives. I'm not perfect at that at all. Sometimes, my flesh gets the best of me, especially when other people are hurt and everything. But I think Michael is a beautiful example of, yeah, just walking with compassion. And yeah, I think that's,
Yeah, no, I agree. It's really hard to walk in love all the time. And I've talked about in the past too on the podcast where Michael taught me about love, Jesus taught me about love too, but like you said, it's the way that they both showed up in life. And Michael has even talked about like Jesus and God and how he wanted to be like Jesus, like God, in that sense of always showing compassion and love for everyone, no matter what. So he definitely lived that.
absolutely.
Yeah. And I think us as fans, my gosh, like we, the reason why we are so obsessed with him, and it's not really an obsession, it's because we feel that love. And as a human being, what is the thing that we want the most? To be loved. To be loved,
Yes, love
And
it.
even though, I mean, for me, I've said this before too, I never met Michael, but I still felt like he loved me. All of us. He loved all of us as much.
Just his song lyrics and
Mm-hmm.
just even random videos, his acknowledgement of other people, and you feel a part of that. You feel part of his acknowledgement. And again, even like in the This Is It, movie, he's like, with love, LOVE, with love, LOVE. And just him repeating that is like, I think that's an indication of like him just wanting everyone to feel like they are so important and they matter and they valuable. So he was just, I'll say this too. I think Michael, going back to, what Jesus ministered and, in the word and in the Bible, we were alive when Jesus was here, physically here, but Michael, I think that's a great visual representation of a human being having the bandwidth and the capacity to love and to connect and to care, after other people, not just one individual. I mean, millions and millions of other people. So again, I'm not putting him in the same level as Jesus, but Michael was a visual demonstration, a visual example, a visual representation of what it is to love and care for other people, even when you don't know them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think what comes to mind too, and I don't know where I heard this, but with the allegations and all that happened many times, he even said, I think at one point that about one, I don't know which one it was, but how he knew that it wasn't that child saying it, like he was looking at this child with love and knowing that it wasn't him that was doing it. He wasn't mad at him, he wasn't upset with him. So I've actually tried to do that myself with the more recent people that came out. I'm not going to say names.
Mhm.
Still get mad and angry about it, but going back to love, I look at it as a way of like, maybe these people weren't loved enough in their life, and that's why they're making the decision to do this, you know, because I know in my heart that Michael's innocent. I've always known it, no matter what. Plus, I did my research, so because you got to.
Okay.
That's a really hard thing to practice and to like come to, you know, when you like really love someone, even though, you know, again, Michael never knew him personally, but I think we knew his heart. So it's enough to be like, okay, I'm really angry when people say bad things about him when they hurt him, you know. It would be like with anyone that we're close with.
Mhm.
So, but to be able to look at those people and have some kind of compassion and love for them, or send them love at least, you know, because everyone that has done something bad in their life is coming from an area of not enough love. That's how I look at it. So,
Like their actions are driven by some type of pain, right?
Mhm.
There's an agenda. Unfortunately, their agenda is to manipulate, get money, right? Let's be
money,
real.
money
Okay.
is the
Attention of some sort of publicity, right?
yeah.
But underneath all that, there is something that they are trying to compensate, whether they know it or not. There's something that's missing inside of them. There's something that is still in pain inside of them. And you know that those parts of them are being driven by whatever agenda. And unfortunately, Michael is a target of that,
Mm.
which sucks. And it's painful for us fan to experience that each and every time. But to your point, it's like, okay, his accusers obviously were it's a anger and frustration that really just gets me. But it's also like, yeah, I wonder what's underneath all of that.
Yeah.
Why do you feel the need that you have to go through this extreme, right? What's underneath your agenda?
Right.
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 What do you intend to achieve with your agenda? And what is it that you're trying to mask, or what type of pain are you trying to avoid
Right.
by doing this?
Yes, exactly.
But I'm saying it's not easy to look at it
It's
that
not.
way.
It's not, because I many times fall back into what the
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
leave him alone.
Yes. And I think too, if I could speak on this little piece here, like these accusations and everything that have happened over the years, the court cases and everything, like I think back to when I was in fifth grade, elementary school. And again, I mentioned before how my love for Michael had heightened. And I think that might have been around the Invincible era. Maybe I can't do the math right now, but I remember being teased by my peers and even my teacher about my love for Michael, right? Me and my teacher would go at it because he was an Elvis fan and I was a Michael fan. So but my peers would make fun of me when I think about even like the fifth grade version of me who like literally hated going to school because of the teasing and bullying. And yeah, I tried so hard to stand up for Michael at that age. And then to still see allegations now.
I know.
You know, it's like I feel my fifth grader me trying to be like, oh, this is so unjust. Like this isn't fair to him. And it, you know, it still hurts. It
Yeah,
still hurts.
it definitely still hurts. It's like a wound that just keeps being reopened,
Mhm.
you know, and there's like all these people that keep reopening it. Not even like just the ones that make the allegations, but those out there that still believe it.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
online is the worst.
Ugh,
Because I feel like people will say anything behind the keyboard or the phone.
Yes.
And so I've chosen over the years, I'm not even going to engage with this anymore because there's no point in engaging with people who have their mind already set. Like they're not open.
No.
They're not open to the possibility of him being innocent. So it's like, why even engage in that? So it's been quite a journey with his innocence and trying to convince other people that, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
for those
sometimes
people.
it's not worth your energy. It's just let them go, let them believe what they're going to believe, you know. I think the majority of us know. Is there a Michael Jackson song that feels like medicine to you right now?
Oh, that's like trying to choose my favorite breath that I've ever taken. I think aside from like the ones that make you feel good, like, like Liberian Girl and some of his happier music. I think Keep the Faith from the Dangerous album. I think because it feels very like in the beginning kind of sounds cheesy, but then as the song goes along, there is such a beautiful message behind it. And then you have like the church feel to it. And I think that's what draws me into it. Because then I'm in a car and I'm just like, yes, with the choir. Yes, yes. So that song always like, I don't know, it just always like touches some part of me inside. And it's it's a beautiful song with a beautiful message that you can literally carry with you at any moment. Climb the highest mountain, right?
Right.
Keep the faith. And he says it all over and over and over again. And I think that's just a beautiful message.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. Definitely a go-to for me too. Yeah. I've gone to that song many a time.
Okay. Don't do. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely.
Childhood. There's a real tenderness about that music video.
Yeah.
Something about that really touches me as well. And I think it's just like him, the message behind that song. And I think I'm realizing now, I'm like, there's I feel grief for him. So that's a realization I just have right now. But yeah, why does that music video and that song just kind of, besides from the obvious message, but I think it's the grief that I feel for him.
Yeah, I actually saw that. I went to Kingvention in New York. They had it on a screen where you could watch it in 3D. It was so cool to see, like, like the ships and things, like so cool. I cried though when
I'm sure I would have been. Yeah, I would have cried right there with you.
Yeah, that song definitely, I think, really pulls at your heartstrings for him. Yeah. Do you have a favorite video?
There's a couple. Remember the Time, because he looks real good in that video. Yes, he does. Oh my gosh. Scream, he looks really good in. I know Thriller is not everybody's favorite, but his smile, in that video at the end.
Yes.
I could just melt.
I know.
His smile is just like, I love it.
Yeah. I love his smile. It lights up the world.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if Thriller really scared me as a child, really, but it wasn't one of my favorites. But his smile at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, just beautiful. Liberian Girl, his smile at the end of that.
I was just gonna say,
oh my gosh.
Liberian. Yeah.
Oh, and just his laugh and his smile and his wink. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, no, I think I love that song. I think it's just the actual like beat, the song, because I'm not Liberian. I want to be a Liberian girl. That song, but yeah, I think just like the actual music to that song is just like so sensual and beautiful.
Yeah. In college, my freshman year of college, was it freshman year? Yeah, freshman year of college, my spring semester, we had to take an elective, so I took a dance course. That thing was way hard. But I chose as my final assignment to dance to Liberian Girl.
Oh.
And when I tell you, once my teacher, he played the song, my mind went blank. I forgot my whole dance routine to that song. My whole mind went blank, and I'm like, well, that's my final grade, so I'm probably gonna fail this, but I got an A. So thank goodness that the teacher probably didn't care that I messed up or forgot. But Liberian Girl, every time I hear this song, it gives me flashbacks to me blanking out.
Well, did you improv? Did you just do whatever?
Yeah, I just improv, and I tried to incorporate what I remembered, but like I remember practicing it Because my roommate had a cousin who was a dancer, and he helped me to create a whole dance routine to the song. But like I couldn't even improv so much that I had to end the song like in the middle of the song instead of the whole song. So yeah, that was embarrassing, honestly. But at least that's a memory I can laugh at now when I hear
the
like
feeling though, yeah. I definitely know the feeling. Been there.
Oh man, that was
But I was just
embarrassing.
thinking, like, funny enough, I don't think I ever choreographed to Michael Jackson.
Hmm.
I always loved dancing to Michael Jackson. The only dance I know is Thriller. That I taught myself at like 9 years old.
Oh,
But I still want to learn all the other dances.
yeah.
Like I can do like some of the moves, like Smooth Criminal.
Criminal, yes.
I can do the moonwalk. But yeah, that's like part of my goal is to like learn the other dances.
Oh yeah.
I gotta like find time to go on YouTube
Yeah.
and figure it out,
So funny you mentioned the moonwalk and Smooth Criminal. And again, I'm telling you, growing up, my love for Michael was, I still love him. But as a child, like there's more of an obsession as a child.
Mhm.
Fifth grade, again, the same class, the same teacher that were teasing me, but I was like, whatever. We had to do like a how-to essay. So I did how to do the moonwalk.
That's awesome.
So I remember reading step number 1, and all I heard was everybody foot go on the floor, like they were all gonna do it. And now I can look back and now be like, oh, you guys didn't have a problem then with trying to learn the moonwalk, because you still tease me. And then 6th grade, we went to the intermediate school, and it was gonna be the first dance ever that I would ever attend, school dance. And so right before like the week of the school dance, I was practicing my Smooth Criminal moves because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I know they're gonna play Michael, and I know we're all gonna stand in a circle, and I am gonna bust out in these Smooth Criminal moves. School dance was so opposite of that. It was all hip hop and rap and no Michael, and I'm like, oh, I practiced for nothing. That's very interesting.
Well, that's not cool. I mean, come on, DJs. You gotta play one Michael song, even if it's Thriller.
Right? Yeah, no Michael music. Everything was, just shaking your butt and twerking and everything. So that was quite a shock for me in 6th grade, but at least I know my Smooth Criminal moves because I practiced really hard that week.
Maybe you can teach me Smooth Criminal.
Oh,
I'll teach you Thriller.
Speaking of Smooth Criminal, have you ever attended it was like a few years ago, they would do the Michael and Prince parties in Philly?
Yes, I did. I used to go to all of them.
Oh my gosh.
Did you?
We probably just
Did you
walk
go?
by each other.
No shit. Yeah. Is it Marco was the DJ?
Yeah. And then pandemic happened.
And then they were done. I've been craving that. I want to create that again
Can
here in
we?
South Jersey.
Yes.
Somewhere where we can do. I love Prince too, so it was such a good mix of two legends and music with great music.
Oh my gosh.
And the vibe, like you remember the vibe was just like I was high for days, and I don't really drink. I don't do drugs. I was literally high for days, being around all those Prince and Michael Jackson people, and everyone was just so loving
and free.
Yeah.
Like there was such a freedom in that space. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I did like 2 or 3 of them. When me and my husband were dating, that was the last one that we attended right before pandemic. I had dressed with like my the black pants with the white stripe like Billie Jean with the love, and then my husband dressed from The Way You Make Me Feel with the open.
That's gonna be my outfit for the biop.
I love it.
But I'm gonna do a twist to it. It's gonna be a little sparkly.
Ooh, I can't wait to see.
Oh, so cool. We both went, we just didn't meet.
We just didn't meet there. But oh, if only that they could come back with that.
I know. I think there was another DJ that did it, but he did it like on the West Coast, I think. DJ Paul or something. I don't know. He did like the first one I went to, they both DJ'd it together in Philly somewhere. But then after that, it was just Marco. But yeah,
Oh,
where we need to recreate it here in
seriously.
Tri-State Moonwalkers,
Oh my gosh.
the community we're starting here in Jersey,
Yes.
Delaware, and Philly. Yes, we're gonna recreate it.
Oh, I love it. This is,
We'll
I
let
would
you
say
know.
this is like really like healing for my younger me who was so in love with Michael and, you know, captivated by him and needed other people just to find those people at that age, you know.
Yeah, I know. Same.
Yeah.
I really love how Michael brings all of us together,
Mhm.
you know, at just the right times too.
At the right time.
And it's always some kind of healing involved with it.
Mhm.
Thank you,
Mhm.
Michael.
All around the world.
All around the world.
All
Yes.
around the world.
Yeah, I've met people all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
But just from this podcast. Yeah, I just got chills like that. I've got I've got friends in Germany, Ireland,
Wow.
London. You know, I still need France. I still need a lot of other countries. So, you know, let me know.
I love that. Oh, yeah. The fact that he was able to do that.
Mhm.
Incredible.
Yes. It's beautiful. What do you want the world to truly understand about Michael?
Mm. Besides his innocence, I think that if there's anything, it's just his innocence, but outside of his innocence, his compassion, because that again, that just stands out so much in so many areas, in so many ways, and it's such an important aspect to really embody, right? Is compassion towards others, but also yourself. So I would say if the world could just know how much of a compassionate person he was, and if we could walk in that with others and even towards ourselves, especially in moments, I'll say from experience, especially in moments where you feel ashamed about something or you're criticizing yourself about something, something you feel like you didn't do well or whatever the case may be, just showing yourself compassion is also very, very important.
How does Michael's love live through you?
Again, it's just the reminder of showing care towards others. Again, it's not always easy, especially when, you know, there's tension or animosity with others, or, you know, even the world now where it just feels very painful, right? The world feels very painful. But just knowing that if we can all find some type of commonality or just learn from Michael and understand that love really is an answer, right? Yes. Or love really is the answer.
Right.
Choosing to walk in love. Love is not just a feeling, but an action. Choosing to walk in love. I'm not saying obviously if somebody is really harming you or there's such an oppression, like I'm not saying like walk and love them because you know that's really harmful in of itself. Just in your everyday life, go into the store or your partner or your kids or in whatever way, just being able to show a token of love because you may be the closest to love that somebody's ever experienced. Because I'm sure that was Michael for a lot of people.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, the homeless, the children in hospital, he was probably like the closest to love that they might have ever experienced. And how do I say it? Unconditional love.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely believe that Michael had that gift as well, to unconditionally love people.
The capacity to do that. Because that's
hard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's such a great reminder that we can also do that. You know, we're not going to be perfect at it. I don't think anybody ever will be, but the unconditional love that he showed others and let that be an inspiration for us.
Yes.
To show others and to also ourselves.
Yes. Ourselves first and foremost.
Yes.
Self-love.
Yeah.
Self-love is very important.
Yeah.
I think he showed that too, because I think he loved himself. I know he had a lot of, I don't want to say issues. I don't know another word right now, but challenges with
trauma.
his appearance
Yeah.
and a lot of that. But
And if I could say this too, his challenges with his appearance, obviously because of his childhood trauma, but also that is a cultural burden all around.
Right.
Society has set certain standards, right? So he had his challenges, and it also brought to light not just like his physical appearance challenges coming from his childhood trauma and being abused and all that, but also just the systemic burden that we all carry within ourselves.
Yeah.
Insane.
I know. I've been trying to deconstruct that for years too. This is what society says. Well, screw society, because I'm done living up to that.
Yeah. I wish we were all birthed or raised with a blank slate of what beauty meant.
Right. Yeah. That would make it easier. Was there anything else on your heart that you want to share?
Oh, speaking of that, I wish Michael knew how beautiful he was.
I think he knows now.
Yeah.
Or feels that, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I believe that people, after they pass, are still around, like their energy is still around. And I know, like, when I look at a picture of Michael, sometimes I'm just so like encaptured, and like I even say to myself, like, wow, he's just such a beautiful being. Like, he just radiates beauty, and that's not just like his appearance, but his whole being.
His heart.
Yeah.
His heart, his actions. Oh my gosh, yeah. I hope he knows, like, oh my gosh, the depths of his beauty.
I hope he knows too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for this wonderful conversation. But before we end,
Yes.
Let's take one breath together, and we're going to send out a major love to the world, for Michael, for each other. So take a deep breath in and let it out. Send that love out into the world. Thank you, Sam, for chatting with me. And thank you all for watching or listening to It's All for Love. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing this space with us. Every story, every reflection is a reminder that Michael's legacy is not just in his music. It's in the love that we choose to carry forward. If this episode touched you, I invite you to subscribe, share, or leave a review. It truly helps this message reach more hearts. And if you feel called to share your own Michael Jackson story, you'll find the link in the show notes to connect. Until next time, it's all for love.